Hey, honey, good evening.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, before starting the demo session, can we have some brief discussion about like ourselves actually? Over to you, sir.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. Okay. You want me to start with myself?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, my name is Hani Ibrahim. I work as an IT system administrator or engineer since like 2008. I'm working on Active Directory, Exchange, Exchange 2010, 2013, 2016. I didn't enter to it, but it is the same of 2013 actually. I used WriteFax, Easy SMS. I used to install servers on the data center. I know a little bit about VMware. I know also I worked with the storage, NetApp storage, at the past like couple of years. Mainly, I was handling Active Directory and Exchange and Enterprise Vault, email archiving. So actually, I got fired from my work because of nationalization, you know, since like 3 months now. And I'm planning to move to Australia to my family there. They are staying there. So in Australia, I was looking for a job and I see that they are focusing on Office 365, Teams, cloud-based stuff, which is, I don't have experience on it actually. You know, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, they are not really going with the cloud that much. So I took a course actually with Microsoft long time with my company about Office 365, Exchange Online. You still hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I studied by myself also. I went and did the lab so many times, which is added your on-premise domain to the cloud as a delegated domain, installing AD Connect and sync your accounts to the cloud with hash right back, with password hash right back, and then make it as a federated domain and install ADFS in your on-premise environment. So the authentication is happening through ADFS, and then connecting Exchange Online to make it like a hybrid environment. Okay. And migrating some mailboxes from your on-premise to the cloud and vice versa, and migrating back. I went through the AIP and RMS, and like creating rules in Exchange. Okay, this is myself. You get my point? Not like myself. I did the lab with Microsoft. They give me the lab for some long time, so I just practices, you know. I check the lab material and I keep doing it. This is almost what I know about Office 365. So you can say like I can manage the Office 365 if I could find a job. But again, I found like the companies in Australia, they are looking for Microsoft Teams and Office 365 intensively experienced in that field. So frankly speaking, I don't have any knowledge about Teams as an administrator, not as a user. Okay. And Office 365 also, I know a little bit, not that much. And whatever I told you now, I didn't have hands-on experience. You got my, this is my issue. So I said, okay, let me take Teams. This is what came in my mind. So that will help me also to find a job.
Oh, really? Sounds good. It's a like long journey, you know. It started with, you know, all the product line of O365. Yeah, really sounds good. So let me introduce myself just quickly in brief. So I'm having like 14 years plus experience in IT infrastructure, and that is not limited to only IT infrastructure. All the cloud players, you start from Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, AWS. So I'm managing hybrid cloud of environment for the projects, multiple projects, except Alibaba Cloud, right? So that didn't get chance to work on that hands-on. And so except Alibaba, I have experience on all the cloud players. Apart from that, deep dive experience, you can say extensive like architect level experience on infrastructure product line. You start from AD, you start from virtualization, Intel servers, Linux servers, and you talk about Citrix VDI, the virtualization, VMware virtualization, Microsoft Hyper-V, and also complete product line of O365 our Exchange on-prem hybrid. The hybrid started 2010 to 2010, and now when O365 came into the picture, now Exchange administrator job is like, okay, you are only L2, no L3 required. The
No, LT
65
required, right?
management, because
Right.
Microsoft is managing the show in the back end, right?
Mhm.
So that's a use case. So
You're absolutely right.
yeah, so from there the journey started. So I got chance to work on different O365 product line, Exchange Online, OneDrive, and SharePoint Online. Not development work, only administration work. Okay, and because in Exchange, this SharePoint Online, there is a development work and as well as Exchange, this administration. So I was part of administration, and I got chance to do the migration and deployment MS Teams in the last project actually. So uh, it's like Skype for Business. Microsoft announced for EOL end of life for on-prem and online also. So our client has started moving. They thought of going to MS Teams, and one of the client was using Slack. Okay, and I did the not I as a team actually can say it was a big environment. So the customer migrated from Slack to MS Teams. So this is the experience. I'm also working with one of the top 5 IT MNC company. It's a global company,
Very
and
nice.
I have my own company as well, Global Online IT Training. So mostly my company focus is in US mostly, and some bit of so you can say it's 70 to 80% focus on US, and rest focus in Europe and Middle East and Asia Pacific. You can say Singapore, Dubai,
Very
Abu
nice.
Dhabi kind of. Yeah.
Very nice.
So this
You
is
are
my
working
brief
alone, right, in
introduction.
this company?
I do have a social media team, and I have one SAP architect with me. So
Okay.
because I'm not very good into SAP HANA or SAP basis, so I have another my colleague you can say my mate who is
Okay.
managing the SAP deployments and
Very
SAP
nice.
training for me.
Very nice.
I'm
Great.
managing SAP clouds, not HANA or SAP basis actually. Okay.
Okay. Great. Great.
So coming to our demo part, the MS Teams. So as we started the journey, the complete exchange, and don't forget the link, Microsoft link, and
Microsoft
then
Link, yes.
finally, yeah, they bought this. Did the acquisition of Skype, and they made name for Skype for Business, and it was like a great start for Microsoft. But finally, actually, this Slack was increasing the business in the market, especially for development environment, like CI/CD pipeline tools, or the developers, the tester, the infrastructure guys are using Slack very much. You can Google it out. It's very famous, actually, very common. So Microsoft was like a scattered environment. So they have O365 even cloud solution, Azure solution, but they don't have the solution which can provide single, from the single application, you can manage all the underlying applications like OneDrive features, or your SharePoint Online and Exchange Online calendar sync, and your mail notifications, and you go for chatting, Skype for Business Online, and SharePoint Online for dumping, your team data or team communication. So distribution lit kind of data actually. So Microsoft did a lot of research on MS Teams, and what they did actually, they combined all the product line except Exchange Online due to business, because they're already earning money from Exchange Online. They don't want to destroy their ongoing business. So what Microsoft did actually, they combined their SharePoint Online, OneDrive, and Skype for Business. And you can say also OneNote and all those sort of things they combine and make it as MS Team. But they are also using the capabilities of the calendar sync and mail notification with by the help of channels and tabs and journal, all those things of the Exchange to make sure that MS Teams journey is successful. But MS Exchange O365 Exchange Online is still very successful in the market, and that's why they're not disturbing it actually, and they're not combining, because this is altogether different business, and it's profitable business because it's your baby, and you already aware about how things work actually. So in MS Teams, the if we talk about the architecture part, how it is defined, so actually it is using the same underlying infrastructure or underlying features available with those OneDrive or Skype for Business Online or your SharePoint Online. It is using the same thing, but for customer or for administrator, it's like it's a combined and it's a cloud solution, and it is not like any on-premise solution. So it's like you need connector for OneDrive, you need connector for your Skype for Business Online, you need connector for Exchange Online for your calendar sync and your mail notifications within the MS Teams groups, the channels. We are going to talk about all those things in details in our demonstration. So this is the architecture diagram. You can see here you have the color wise, you can see that this is Teams. Like you have applications, right? You have folders for SharePoint. You can create groups, right? And within the groups you have channels. So channel is like you can make like general. There is a general channel which is by default, right? Whenever you are going to use your MS Teams, or you're going to as a first time user, you are going to get as a general channel, as a common default channel. After that, you can create a lot of channels according to your teams, according to your requirement, the project requirement, right? And you could have multiple tabs by creating multiple channels, right? So the chat part is coming from Skype for Business, the black one. Okay, so we talked about the teams. This is the team feature, and they're combining SharePoint and the folder dumping and OneDrive for Business, right? We'll come to that. So that for chat, they're using this thing actually, Skype for Business. So also they're combining OneDrive for dumping the data. So OneDrive is like file server, you can say. It's kind of if you think of a legacy file server or Windows file servers. So OneDrive, like OneDrive or Dropbox or Google Drive, same features they're providing the dumping the data, right? So you are going to get the same feature in MS Teams, but it will be the combined feature of the MS Teams part of that. And all the chat communication, like your Skype for Business, your servers, your management server, your voice server, your data server, all those capabilities, it is going to use by the backend, and it is going to connect through connector to your MS Teams framework, the architecture, the logical architecture, what you can see, right? Coming to voice. So voice is also part of your Skype for Business and also VoIP telephony. So MS Teams also giving capability you to dial from your IP phone you want, or you want to use, this is using Skype for Business, the backend infrastructure. They're not making any change. What they're using actually underlying Skype for Business solution, but they're connecting through connector. As a backend, everything is same. So Skype for Business solution is still in use, but as an end user, as an administrator, MS Team administrator, we are like is so just to make more comfortable to you on that part. See, O365. So it is using your exchange roles, right? Your client access role on another roles. So it is still using in O365 Exchange Online, but being Exchange administrator or being end user, we need not to worry about all those things, because all those roles will be taken care by the Azure Cloud O365 complete suite. Same thing happening in MS Teams as well. So you are getting your Skype for Business, your chat, your dumping of the data from OneDrive, your chat from your Skype for Business, or you can say link also. The same concept get integrated for the link to Skype for Business, and then you are going to get your video calling capabilities already available in Skype for Business, and your activity feed, your all those sort of things, and you are going to get the messaging like images, stickers, scripting, recording, messaging part, and in all combined, it is MS Teams, which is using, again, I'm just to highlight, iterate the same thing, OneDrive, Skype for Business, your SharePoint Online, and Note One as well. And finally, your Exchange Online, Calendar Sync, and your notification. Okay. Is this logical structure is clear to you? Any question on this slide?